He wasn't ready.
It's on purpose.
I know, but every time I start off with a laugh because I think
it's iconic too. Like that's part of the show.
Welcome back to the Gentlemen's Club podcast. I like that. It's a lot of strong, positive energy. I am your boy Cardell, sitting with
Amanda
over there in the back.
Hi guys, I'm Zach.
Welcome to episode 43 of the Gentlemen's Club podcast. How the fuck are my co-hosts?
Like I said, I feel like we're radiating today.
Yeah, I'll take that.
What do you guys think?
It's a lot of positive energy.
Yeah.
That is a big fact.
A lot of positive energy. Before we go any further, I just want to thank everybody for viewing, liking, subscribing to the Gentlemen's Club podcast. If you haven't already, please follow us on YouTube, subscribe, share the videos everywhere. We're also on all your DSPs, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, any other place that you can think of, Tidal even, for podcasting. Let's do this.
That's a fact.
So we appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given us, especially all the newcomers that have come since Amanda has popped onto the podcast. I am very much aware of who you all are. Whatever. What is that? Uh-oh.
Damn it, Daniel.
Give me about 10 seconds here.
All right.
We're going to edit that right out. Probably not. Anyway, continue, please.
No, we're asking how everybody was.
Yeah, you got some big news.
Oh, the shoe dropped.
Congratulations.
Turn that up.
You care to fill people in on just some positive things?
So not that many people know about this. I've actually been unemployed since February.
Bum ass nigga.
It happens. Look, coming from what I'm from,
Ignore him, Zach.
That was a great joke. I'm with the funnies today.
He bothers me zero. I've been unemployed since February. I haven't talked to a large amount of people because I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't worried about it because I know my experience. I know what I'm capable of bringing to anybody. And honestly,
listen to this King talk, man.
For a couple of weeks, I actually wasn't sure if I was going back into the workforce. But I hadn't fully reached the goals that I planned on reaching to make my exit strategy out of the workforce. So I did have to go back into it. After many interviews, many offers, I finally accepted one today.
Right? Yay. Can we get a round of applause?
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. I finally accepted one today, and we're back on track to everything that we need. So the rest of this year for me is about catching up and making sure that nothing that I had planned falls off track.
Right.
And then by 2022, the takeover.
Heard you.
Love that.
Heard you.
I made some promises to some people that I'm not gonna fold on.
Wow.
There's some things.
It's this energy today.
I am an incredibly confident person. Ashton knows that while I've been going through this process, at no point in time was I worried about it
at all.
Victories all around.
Facts.
There's some other information as far as the deli concerned. I'm not ready to talk about that.
That's fair.
So
fair.
that one,
slide over to Russo's
I was about
Deli.
to say that.
Yeah.
Over in Crest Hill. You have an exact address that you can direct?
2424 Plainfield Road, Suite 100. It's a big ass sign that says Russo's Authentic Italian Deli. Get the Italian beef with the garlic bread, man. That shit smacks.
Facts.
But anyway, this podcast is not just about me. How are my wonderful co-hosts doing today?
I'm hanging in there, man. To be real with you, I'm feeding off of all the positive energy, especially the things that are going on with you.
I got enough for a week, bro.
I heard you.
Yeah.
I heard you. I like all of that.
Me too.
But yeah, I'm hanging in there, man. Everything's smooth. Everything is smooth.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Amanda?
Yeah, I'm doing wonderful. Like, I'm just happy for all of you.
Are you happy for yourself as well?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to get drunk later celebrating. Hey, I don't got a report for like 2 weeks.
That's
true.
That's true. That's awesome, man. What's been going on lately? I know we always have a list of things that we want to try to cover. That clip that you found, that's Dr. Umar, correct?
Correct.
All right. So there's a versus scheduled, or a versus kind of happening between Kevin Samuels and Dr. Umar. It's been quite interesting lately.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even know about this. I'm in.
Yeah, I don't think it's official. I actually didn't do any research, but that's all everybody's been talking about lately.
Who's gonna talk more shit?
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
I'm not gonna lie. I might be on Kevin Samuel's side.
That's true, man. He's won me over with a few different things.
But there is a clip from this is actually from about a week ago.
Okay.
Dr. Umar was on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about a lot of things. But one thing that caught our attention, let me talk into the mic. I tell you guys all the time. One thing that caught my attention was he was talking about being against interracial marriage,
right?
Specifically,
right.
As a man that is engaged to a woman that is a different color than me,
okay,
and having a child that is a mixed baby, I personally take offense to the level that I feel he took it. Now, everybody has their beliefs, obviously. I don't necessarily agree with his.
Okay.
But I'm going to play the clip, and we can talk about it.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
As your question, Dr. Umar, are you totally against interracial relationships?
I am totally against it, and I want to make sure you understand why. Mm-hmm. It's not because
the way he talks,
pronunciates,
it's hilarious, man.
Cut it out, Envy.
Don't do that, Envy. I'm having a serious conversation.
We have a name for it. We have a name for it.
Okay.
The Snow Bunny Crisis.
Okay.
I am against the Snow Bunny Crisis.
Issues already.
And I want your white listeners to understand. Because
don't point over.
Trying to say stuff like, he's the Black Hitler. I'm not the Black Hitler. I am in no way interested in hurting or harming the life of any human, white, Asian, Chinese. I believe in respecting everybody.
What about
the reason I'm against interracial marriage, Envy and Charlemagne, is because marriage is an economic contract. It's an economic contract. Most women do not marry down in status. They marry up. And if you don't believe me, show me a rich white woman married to a broke-ass black man. Have you ever seen a rich white woman marry a broke-ass black man? No, you have not, and you never will. Because marriage ain't about love, it's not colorblind, and it is totally economic. So if marriage is an economic unification and a contract, how can we, who don't have enough already, give so much to the white woman and to white people who have already taken too much when we got all these black women out here?
Yeah, it's like I said, his energy, you know what I mean? Like, he's going for it.
He means it.
Yeah, he means what he says from his toes, like down to his toes.
He's very pro-black.
Let me find out you got a black wife or white wife. Let me find out.
Hey, that rumor is swirling.
It is.
Oh, really?
It is the trolls. I believe it is the trolls.
I didn't care enough to dig into it.
Let me find out.
Well, I think he's being careful with his words because he said marriage, because I'm sure he slept with people outside of his race. That's probably facts because he said marriage. He's saying that because he's, covering his bases.
So I didn't say you could sleep with him. You
right.
couldn't sleep with him.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That's
Don't put the ring on the finger.
I think so. We got so much.
I'm just curious on.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're not just curious on it. So you have an opinion. Ashton, you and I both have interracial children.
Facts.
How do you feel?
There can be a feeling of, at a certain moment, you might just question how you feel about it because of things being so pro-black nowadays, right? Naturally, it's just gonna be like, wait,
sure,
did I make a mistake? Am I not black no more? You know what I mean? Like that. Those thoughts come across, but I look at it from just a general you love who you love perspective.
Okay.
Just because this is the person that I fell in love with or had a child with, that doesn't mean that I'm any less black. That doesn't mean I don't care about the black race. I understand where he's coming from when you're 1,000% militant on being pro-black. Like, I get it. But unfortunately, we're a melting pot.
Okay.
Like, there's so many different races, and that's like choosing to say, well, you could, that's like almost saying like, I really love this person right here, but they're not my color. They're not my race. So in order to make sure that my race stays strong, I can't marry or be involved with this person.
And that's what he means.
Yeah.
That is what he means. Amanda, I want to get, before I say anything, I want to get your opinion.
Yeah, so I obviously...
Because you're the snow bunny.
Yes. Yep. I definitely have been called that, which is unfortunate. I have been called that. So I've obviously dated outside my race, clearly. And I was like,
I wasn't gonna assume, but clearly,
Yeah. What?
because I think people look. I'm just gonna assume that people know that.
Okay.
But I get approached as well a lot. I think from people outside my race.
Okay.
So and it's also the environment that I grew up. I feel like
That is one thing that I wish we could speak to
Yeah.
more, but we'll save that for later.
Yeah, it's definitely the environment that I grew up in. Maybe it's the way I talk, the way I act.
You do have some thug tendencies
Yeah.
in you.
So I will say that. But I think for me, as a white person, I think I totally understand people's perspective on that. And I do think that, I will say this, if you're a white person dating outside your race, you have a different sort of responsibility to step up for people of color.
Time out. Round of applause for what she just said right there.
I think every single person right now should be stepping up for people of color, but especially when you're in a relationship, I think you need to be listening, you need to be learning, you need to be understanding their experience and how they move through this world. And let me tell you, previous relationships that I've had to learn a lot from them. And I think that, like I said, if you're not standing up for your partner and you're not understanding their experience of a person of color in this world, I just think that you shouldn't be with them. So that's my stance on that. I think, obviously, I'm pro interracial couple because, hello. But I definitely... But I definitely think that there has to be a responsibility there.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Absolutely.
Have people looked at you or felt a way about the fact that you have dated and do date outside your race?
Oh my God, yes.
Can you share some of that without it being too personal to people that are close to you?
Yeah. So I think a lot of white guys or something will say things to me and I'm like, you need to step up your cookies, honey. For me, they'll say things like, why do I do this? Or, you know what I mean?
It's always a why.
And I'm like, check yourself because you're vanilla. Look, and I'm not going to shame anybody. I'm not shaming anybody. Of course,
this is fire.
No, this is great.
No, I just think, of course I've gotten the name calling,
right.
Especially I've been at this for a while, guys. When I was younger, especially, I think people called me names and things, especially if I was out with other people.
Right.
But again, my experience is not, anywhere near how that person of color must feel.
True.
And I definitely feel like there is a lot of, I don't know, I've definitely felt maybe shameful.
Okay.
Not from maybe they feel shameful of me.
Right. I get what you're saying.
But yeah, I've gotten a lot of hate for sure, but I don't care. And also, like I said, I grew up in a very diverse environment and my family is very, supportive.
That's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
But it's disgusting that people aren't. They should. My parents are doing the bare minimum. People all should be doing that. You know what I mean? Not, you know what I mean?
No.
My family everyone should be supportive of that. To me, if you're not doing that, you're wrong. So,
right.
But yeah.
I think there's a lot of stereotypes involved with interracial relationships on both sides of it.
For sure.
Personally, how I feel about it is love is love. Mm-hmm. First and foremost. Second off, I can only speak from personal experiences. I love black women. I absolutely do.
1,000%.
I have dated plenty of black women. I have gone into long relationships. The reason why I'm in a relationship that I'm in is because I love this woman. It wouldn't matter if she was black, white, green, yellow, purple. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I love her for who she is as an individual. Her color of skin matters not to me. That being said, that doesn't mean that I don't support the black community. That doesn't mean that I'm not willing to put my dollars back into the black community,
right?
And ultimately her dollars as well back into the black community. We started a business so that we could be a part of the community. The community that we're a part of, where our business is it's mixed, but it has a lot of black people in it.
Facts.
So I don't believe that you only can support black by marrying black.
Right.
There's other ways to do so. It does help when you buy black, obviously.
Of course.
But there are other ways to do so, and I'm curious about how you guys feel about the notion that marriage is not about love. It's about social. What did he say? He said
it's an economic contract.
It's an economic contract. There we go. Yeah, I'm curious how you guys feel about that.
The only thing I could say about so what he said with the rich white woman dating a poor black man. That's basically what he said.
Marrying a
poor marrying. So what I think about that is
I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes.
But I also think that
Chocolate Thunder will do some wonders, boy. I'd say.
Hey, there's a prenup involved, but whatever.
We ain't talk about that.
I think everybody tries to marry their status or above. I would say.
And fuck that.
No, but I mean,
most of the time,
right? If I'm saying that's what you're seeking. Now you fall in love with people. You know they'll surprise you, but
unexpectedly.
I'm saying for sure. But I'm saying if you're a lawyer, you're probably going to meet people around the same status as you.
Sure.
But yeah, so when he said that, I was kind of a little thrown off because I was like, I think everybody marries their status or above, and they try to. That doesn't mean they always do, but I feel like that's just. I don't agree that it's 100% a money contract, but I do agree that there's some stability in marriage. You need a safety net.
You need it, but I guess I don't think that it should be the end all.
Oh,
be all
no.
About what you're going about. It's on the list. Don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't be that.
It shouldn't be. But I want to speak to the fact on how it is today. I think it actually is an economic contract. Most of the time, when people get married, it's because you're financially stable here, you meet the standard here, you handle things like this, and sometimes people marry just based on those small little things, where they're big things. Money is a big thing in life, but that's also why people divorce a lot. They don't even like the people that they're with. They're kind of marrying them because they fit this standard that they want to have. You get where I'm coming from?
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. I don't feel like more people marry for love than not.
Yes, you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
That's a rare occurrence.
Yeah. And I mean, when you think about it, if you go back into the history of how it started, marriages were forced. It was because we're combining this empire with this empire. You got money, we got money.
In a lot of parts of the world, we're looking at America too, and in a lot of parts of the world, you do marry for status.
True.
And it is a contract with family members.
You have parents that are grooming, and they're puppet master.
It don't matter if y'all like each other.
Yeah, but hey son, this would be good for the family.
Yeah.
You're gonna give us 2 mules,
right? And that's how it started. I think that stuff still continues today. But shout out to the people who marry for love.
Hey.
I'm gonna let that one.
Okay, but here's my question: do you think it's wrong to marry for financial reasons?
I think that you should be prepared for it to end.
Yeah.
And not be shocked.
Yeah. You should know what comes with that.
I think sometimes, though, again, here, devil's advocate, I think sometimes, someone who's not married, I'm going to say that. I'm not married, so it's hard for me to say. But I think sometimes when you marry for love, you have a deeper expectation of that person. So sometimes when you marry for either, to keep the family together, or for kind of a money contract, or a contract of hey, you're this person to me and you're a money for me.
Yeah.
I think that maybe it might work out.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. If it's this is what we're doing, and you know what this is.
Yeah.
You don't really have to worry about too much else because we agreed to this. This is the contract.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. My only thing is I'm sure it gets kind of lonely in between that.
I'm gonna kill that right now.
Okay.
Here's why.
All right.
So if you're marrying for money, one of two things is gonna happen. The person that has money is going to lose interest in whatever it is that made them agree to marry you, because if you're marrying them for their money,
you're right.
They're marrying you for
looks or
something superficial. Looks go away. Sex. That shit goes away over time. And the second that does, I still have money and you don't have the thing that I married you for, why am I still married to you?
You're 100% right.
And on the flip side, you married me for my money. I lose my job. I lose everything. Are you going to stay? If you married me for money, are you going to stay when I don't have money anymore?
That's right. So if you marry for love, hopefully we hope that doesn't go away.
If you marry for love and both of you guys are honest, communicative, and etc. Jesus Christ, and communicative, then when things get rough, the chances of you pushing through and surviving are much higher. But when you marry on superficial things like money and looks, when that goes away,
right?
Where's the marriage at?
Yeah,
true. And I feel like
marriage look status.
I feel like regular and important marriages, people of higher status and the 1% all the way down to the very bottom, I feel like you got to keep that in mind. I feel like a lot of people can get lost in between all of that. I married them for this superficial thing or for this deep thing.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't be attracted to your partner. You should be attracted to your partner.
1000%.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't seek a financially stable situation. You absolutely should do that. But those should not be the top two things on the list of why you are getting into this contract, if that's what we're calling it. It should be, you know what? I see they're a great mother or father. I think they'll be a great mother or father to my children.
True.
I really love this person.
Right.
They get along with my family and I get along with theirs. Right. We have the same vision as far as how our life needs to go.
Okay. We
have the same principles.
Okay.
And then you get
values.
Into that shit. Values, exactly.
Okay.
And then you get into that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that was very healthy.
That is why our generation specifically
is
struggling with relationships.
I think we maybe want too much. Is that?
We want it all.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's the hard. I know, but I think that's the hard part because, and again, I will say this: I do think we're doing it the right way. Like I think past generations, like we've learned from them. Because I hear it all the time where people say, "Oh, you guys have stayed together. Look at our grandparents; they stayed together forever." I'm like, yeah, because they never could get divorced.
Yeah, that was a different time.
Each other,
and there
saw it,
and there was contract. Like there was a contract there, especially when most of the women stayed in the house. They couldn't leave because there's a financial need there.
I'm gonna blow your minds right now, guys.
They ain't have Instagram.
How many of your grandparents slept in different rooms?
Facts.
It's real. It's very real. That relationship was over a long time ago, but they decided to stick it out for the benefit of everyone involved.
Was it a benefit? We don't know.
We don't know.
Grandpa was talking about your grandma trying to kill me.
There's some real situations where people were miserable.
She poisoning me every day. Think I don't know it.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. They hate each other, but they're trying to stick to their duty and make it work.
And that's some of the trauma that we're experiencing now in the younger generations is being like, oh, like I wish y'all would have broke up.
Yeah, for real, because the things that I suffered because you guys wouldn't. It follows me.
Don't nobody want to hear.
It follows me into adulthood. I'm struggling.
Don't nobody want to hear grandma and grandpa getting divorced. It's like,
that's
wait,
true.
what?
Yeah, that's true.
Nikki, you
no matter how angry they are, no matter how angry.
True. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
But that's the product of, you know what, you just live with it.
Right. You're right. That's the product of a contract or a financial agreement. Because so he's saying that's what it was. I think we are changing that narrative now of like, it's no longer just a financial agreement. And we don't necessarily need to get married like we used to. Mm-hmm. Like this generation isn't as pressured to get married.
I think
the state will force it on you after so many years of living together.
I think I'm going to just.
Oh, yeah. 10, right?
I think when I find the one, I'm going to just go to a mountain and
what?
And just like propose and try to come together in front of God just like that. Like the idea of like going to the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
Doing all
I was like, where is I didn't know where you were going with this.
No.
Okay.
You know,
closer to God. Yeah.
Let's just go to
like you're saying it's not, you don't want it to be legally binding. You just want it to be.
I hate the idea of how it's set up.
I promise you, it will be legally blinding after a while, buddy.
Blinding.
I get it.
Yeah.
Can I ask, because I feel like we got a chance to ask Amanda, Zach, have you ever experienced any type of issues as far as dating outside your race?
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, do you care to share?
I didn't meet parents.
Oh, yeah, that's yo.
But to me, that's so.
And
she told me straight up. She was like, "Yeah, my mom's not gonna like this."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh,
you can't meet my parents because you're black." Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just terrible to me.
It's rough. How has
Ironically, I met Mother after we broke up, and she loved me.
Hey, it's crazy how that happens, right? It's crazy how that happens.
See, that's another thing. Like, that's to me another thing of like, not to interrupt you, Zach. I'm so sorry. Like, the thing of it is, the thing of it is that like I feel like that white person, has a responsibility to protect you in that way.
Oh, for sure.
And so I think like
one thing I have to say, there are a lot of you who do, and we appreciate that so much. So much.
That's a fact. Another situation I have, and I'll pass it on to you guys, is I remember I was downtown. I was at the Nike store, and the girl that I was with at the time, she was buying some shoes, and we went to the register together, and we were holding hands, doing whatever. And the girl at the register was black. She had the shittiest attitude towards my partner at the time, and she could not understand why. She was like, "Why was that girl so rude to me?" And I looked at her and said, "You really don't know? Like, you really don't know why?" She was like, "No." I was like, "Because you were with me."
Yep.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting because it's like, all right, she got to feel like the shaming side of it. And she was distraught for like 30 minutes. I was like, yo, don't even worry about that. Like, that's irrelevant. It's
hard not to.
But I think I understand why. Like, I do understand why.
I understand why too, but all right, so I'll give somewhat of a background on mine. I grew up, quote unquote, the hood, but I went to a private school. So
spoiled nigga.
Nah, it's not one of those.
No, but for sure.
I love you with the funnies too.
I know the school.
Yeah. So I'm surrounded by majority white people when I'm going to school, and then when I get back into my neighborhood, the black women or any other race of women that are around me, they are less attracted to me because of the women that I'm around, the women they see me with. Like, that's a real thing. Mm-hmm. And then even to live in a majority white town, bruh, having stare downs with the environment, that became a hobby for me. And then it does start to trickle over into your relationship, and they can feel what it feels like because they're with a black guy.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right though. Like, I think your environment does affect. Like, I mean, absolutely. That's. I feel like that's why I connect with people of color more, because I grew up in that environment.
Exactly. But at the same point in time, I know a lot of other guys who experience that, where black women won't even give you the time of day because of the other environment that you go to or that you grew up in.
That's a good point.
And that changed a lot. So now I don't like black women. And that trickles over into family stuff. How come you don't never date black women? That's a conversation that's a rough one in the household. And I know a lot of people feel me on that one.
Yeah.
It's just like, how come you don't ever date any black girls? And I had to straight out tell them, I can't even get their attention at this point.
And I feel the same way about me.
And it could be because I'm ugly, but we ain't talking about that right now.
Man, you know what? We ain't going there.
I'm talking shit.
No, but I feel
that's a real thing.
I feel the same way in this. I feel the same way that like I don't think that I connect with I don't get approached by white guys as much, and
you don't
because of the way I act or whatever. Like, it's a completely different. They can't connect or they can't relate. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying every white guy ever in the world,
but in our environment, if you were with a certain group of people, they stayed away from you, and it was crazy because it's like, damn, black women don't mess with me at all. These white chicks love me. It's crazy.
Right.
And I know that sounds crazy, but that was my experience. And for a long time, it really bothered me, though, and I couldn't understand why. And I know that's immaturity as you're growing up as a teenager and all these things like that. But, yeah, that experience was a little bit difficult. And to have some of your people think that you're a traitor, quote unquote, and I know that sounds extreme, but that's how it can feel.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think people also, like, when I've gotten a lot of stares as well, like, from black women, which I totally understand. But I think it's also, I always say, like, to my partner, I always be like, they don't understand the history that we have. Like, I feel like they're looking at like I'm a stereotype. Like, I'm not standing up for black people. I'm taking, I totally understand what they're thinking. But, for me, it's like I said, I try my very, very best to to be
Because they don't know you.
right, exactly.
This is my tribe right here. dog.
Exactly.
Like, we've been through some real shit.
No, right. I was like, you don't. Yeah, I've been there. Or we've been there for each other in a different way. And like I said, I try to step up for him as well. So I think like I try not to like think too hard about it, because I'm like, I get it, because she's looking at me like a snow bunny, a stereotype, and I'm thinking to myself like, oh, she doesn't know, but that's okay.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
I will say this, and then we can move on to the question of the week.
Right.
I love black women.
Love
I
black women.
will always go out of my way to protect black women,
Absolutely.
even if I am not going to marry a black woman. There are some people that may disagree with that statement
Feel
for
a way
whatever
about
reason. You are entitled to your opinion, but I challenge myself to prove you wrong.
I like that, man. You are on one today, sir.
I'm in a space right now, man.
That's beautiful.
I'm in
I
a
like.
space right
I love
now.
it. I love it. I love it.
So, Amanda, do you have a question for us this week?
Yeah, I do. And again, this is my personal question. So ladies, please send your questions to me, because they're getting tired of my questions. Because I
love this shit. This is great.
So
This gives Ashton a chance to defend himself.
So from one of the questions that I have is, do you guys really like attitudes or not?
How long were we dating?
A stank ass attitude. Do you like it?
Hey, look, in the first month, that shit adorable.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Year 3, yo,
Right.
Hey, you need to chill the fuck out. You need to go see somebody.
Hey, I'm going on a
You need, to
call.
you need to go see a therapist.
For real. I can speak for myself. It is definitely attractive in the right ways.
Okay.
Like
Playful.
yes, if I know you could have an attitude, but if I know that you're actually genuinely interested in me, or you really love me to my core, then have all the attitude that you want. We're gonna find a way for me to flip this. I can throw you attitude right back.
Right.
You can find it attractive. Now we got this thing going on, and now
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know how to flirt without having attitude at this point.
that shit is fire.
I'll say this. I'll kind of piggyback off of what you're saying. If your attitude is in a flirty nature, and it's easy to detect that, because it should be easy to detect.
Right.
Then I'm all about it. But like, when you just got an attitude because
About everything?
because you don't like the way I'm sitting on the couch, you got a problem.
That's the issue.
Yeah, and like I said, I know that my attitude can turn deadly in the right situation.
Listen. But I'll speak for myself. Sometimes that can be attractive too.
Yeah,
In the right moment.
I like a peaceful house, man.
I understand
because
that.
he's in a healthy situation.
I understand that. But
Like, when my girl hit me with some stupid shit, I was just like, "Are we really doing that?"
yeah, you're not wrong.
And someone with an attitude, that's the worst thing they hate, is like when somebody ignores them or.
That's true. But I mean, okay, have you ever been in a situation where the waitress, she likes you?
Oh my!
I feel attacked again.
Why'd you call you babe?
Yeah, I think it's her job. I think it's
And now you gotta call her babe.
Right.
She's a sweet lady.
yeah.
I definitely have done the, oh, you think she's cute? And then no, they're like, wait,
I didn't say a word.
I thought you think she's cute.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's rough.
But again, I'm growing.
we're praying for you.
Thank you so much.
Every day.
Thank you.
What else is it? It's watch you like your picture.
Bruh.
I can't control what other people do, but if you liking, like I said, if you're liking, I can control
that's
that.
Where it gets tricky, man. And I don't think there's enough slack cut for guys in those situations, at least the ones that I've been in. Whatever they're doing,
Yeah.
it don't none of that shit matter. Watch what I do, because if I make sure that she's cut off there, or I laugh it off, or I lean into you, or bring you closer, or whatever. Oh, meet my girlfriend. You know what I mean?
That's the energy we want, but
True.
it's not a lot of times what people do.
I get it.
I've gotten in arguments after giving that energy.
Yeah. But I mean, but sometimes you just try to brush it off, because to be real with you, never mind. I don't want to compare, and I don't want to get into deep.
All
right. I don't think there's anything left on the docket.
We like a little spice, but
Go ahead, Ashton. Go ahead.
No.
Nobody wants to incriminate themselves.
Not
today.
at all. Not at all.
Yeah, so you guys like a little attitude, but it can become,
go the opposite, man.
Yeah.
It can turn into
Look, man, don't do that. Don't overdo that shit.
Yeah. Don't overdo it. Especially when it's one of those when it's one of those days and it's just like, yo, what's up with you, man? And that's really the only thing that I'm gonna say to let you know that there's an issue. Like, what's up with you? What's going on? And I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah.
And when you're uncooperative after nah, I'm cool.
See, for me, I think like what I've learned too is that when I would give attitude, I'd still give in. So
see, and
yeah.
I can respect. No, do you need to come sit next to me or something? What's the issue? Come here.
No, but I think for me, I think what I should do is the opposite. So like, I think I was saying I'm giving attitude because I'm standing up for myself, but then I would give in. So my thing is, I should stop giving attitude and just not give in.
There you go.
If that's what I'm trying to do. Does that make sense?
And most of the time, y'all just need some food, some penis, or some attention. You know what I mean? Like. I mean, am I? All right, whatever.
But sometimes, wait a second. I have to correct you on that because,
or chocolate.
My thing is that sometimes you guys are actually being foul and I'm trying to stand up for myself.
That's very true.
Those situations we are not talking about. In those situations, you're absolutely
right.
Absolutely correct.
Absolutely correct.
And gentlemen, you should address your attitude at that point.
Look, we all need therapy, all right? I don't know what to tell you.
That's fair. But yeah, that attitude can really make or break how you do it. Ladies, if you have wit and you are sarcastic with it, playful, flirty, and know when to use it and all the right times.
I might hit a note right here, and I apologize. Actually, no, I don't apologize. Stop telling your dudes. Stop telling your partners. Ladies, please stop telling your partners that they remind you of your dad.
Wowzers.
I've heard that a few times. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
And you don't talk to your dad.
These are real things that happen.
Man. Again, when you did outside your race, nobody can remind you of your dad.
That's true. That's very true. I like that.
You know.
I like that. I like that. That's
funny.
That's real. That's very real. You guys got anything else, man?
No, that was such a good.
These are amazing.
We're sponsored by Truly. Try the new Trulies.
One day.
Right.
Manifesting it, guys.
I hear that. Well, guys, I think that's all we got for this moment. We are going to all go to our respective houses and sit down and think about things that we can talk to you guys about next, and we will report back to you shortly after that.
Yeah, it won't take us a few days or anything.
Yeah,
so,
for
whatever.
sure. For sure, man. This has been the Gentlemen's Club Podcast.
And we out.
Drop T.